Am I the astronaut for making plans after the bride plans to leave her bachelorette party? I, 25 female, attended my future sister-in-law, 27 females, bachelorette weekend. Background context, I am engaged to the bride's brother, and the bride and my fiance are very close. I will be referring to her as the bride for the entire story. The other important person in the story is my fiance's brother's wife, 32 female. I will refer to her as Bailey.
Henceforth shall be known as Bailey.
I was one of the 2 drivers for the weekend, and Bailey was riding in my car along with 2 others. We live close to each other. The bride rode in the second vehicle with 2 others that live close to her. Bailey has a timeshare trial, and we stayed at one of the cabins that she could choose to stay at. It was a fairly cheap option cost-wise, but an extremely nice cabin. We planned out everything except the last day, and it was all a surprise to the bride. The location is somewhere she always wanted to visit but never has, and talks about it all the time since Bailey travels there often. Bride requested her nieces to be included in the trip, so it was a child-friendly bachelorette trip with no alcohol. Friday and Saturday was awesome, but we were completely exhausted. Did I hear some grumblings over there from Ted? It's boring. What kind of bullshit bachelorette weekend is that? We got back to the cabin late and told the bride a handful of things that we could do on Sunday, the last day, and told her to just let us know what she wanted to do. We let her know that the timeshare has strict rules and Bailey has to physically check out at the front office before 10 or she loses a $200 security deposit. We all agreed to wake up at 8 and get packed to head out to the place the bride decided on. She picked a local tourist staple that everyone does when visiting the area. We went to bed after making plans. While the rest of us woke up at 8, got breakfast made, got ready, took down decor, took trash out, cleared the fridge, packed up bags that went into my vehicle and loaded it into the luggage cart. We tried to wake up bride and she didn't wake up. She slept till 9:15 and then dragged her feet all morning. I reminded her 3 or 4 times that we had to be out of the room and at the front office by 10 or Bailey would lose her deposit. The bride told us that was fine, but she also told us that she was really tired and wanted to cancel the plans for the day and just go home. We were all okay with that and understood. Bailey helped me with taking the luggage cart to my car, then asked me if I wanted to go home yet. I told her no, I was cool to do whatever. Bailey mentioned that everyone in my car has been to the bride's pick of the tourist place before, but we could go do something else that we haven't done. I told her that was fine with me as long as the rest of my passengers were okay with it. Bailey asked the other passengers and they were all more than happy to go. We went back up to the room and started loading the cart with the other vehicle stuff, took all the room keys, and then asked the bride if she for sure wanted to go home or if she wanted to go to the nature reserve that we decided to go to. We told her that it would only be 2 hours there, which what all it has to offer, and Bailey offered to pay $300 for the entire trip to go. The bride said no. She wanted to go home. We told her that was fine, but it's 9:50 and we were headed to the front for Bailey to check out. They were in the room still, but we had all the stuff loaded in the cart for them to take to their car. We told them we were headed out and not to get their stuff locked in the room, and they really needed to be outside by 10. My passengers and I ran to the car and got ready to pull out, and the bride is banging on my car window. She wanted to know what we were doing. I told her we needed to get to the office before 10 so Bailey could get her deposit back, and then we were headed to the nature reserve. She already explained all this to her, didn't she? She said okay and said bye. We drove to the office and Bailey got checked out at 9:58. We were cutting it so close. The bride then called sobbing because we didn't hug her goodbye or invite her to join us. We reminded her that we were on a time crunch for checkout, but we were still at the front office and offered to drive back to load their car and give them hugs. We also recounted the story of us inviting her, and she admitted that she was not awake enough to make any decisions and didn't remember us asking her. We told her that we could definitely go say goodbye if they were still headed home, but they could also meet us at the nature reserve and that the invite is still there. She declined and told us to go have a good time. We went ahead with her plans, but now she is calling friends and family and telling them that we ditched her on a special weekend and that I am stealing the spotlight as a bride, since I am engaged and am planning on getting married a year after her. She even told some people that it was my idea to ditch her so I could skip a bachelorette party for myself and use hers as my own. I've told people my side of the story and people are split on what we should have done. Am I the astronaut for making plans after the bride cut her bachelorette party short? Hell no! This girl sounds like she sucks. This is, I'm sure they have proper names for this, but she chose to victimize herself here. It was self-fulfilling, right? She created this scenario where she's like, no, that's fine. I accept this. and then turns around and is like,
Look what they did to me. It's so terrible. They're terrible. She did it on purpose.
no, what the? And remember, no booze influenced this behavior. This was not hangover bachelorette talking. This was not whiny, got wasted bachelorette trying to piece everything together who literally can't hear the words of anything. This is fully aware bachelorette acknowledging these things and then victimizing herself to other people. This is all I can do for these kinds of people. Blech. She was tired. She was really tired. Okay, no. It was the morning of. The bride told us that was fine, that they needed to check out by 10, but she wanted to cancel the plans that day and just go home. She made the decision of what she wanted to do, and she got to do that thing. She doesn't get to impose that will on everyone else, does she? If it's the bachelorette weekend and she decides to cut it short, does everyone have to cut it short? Is it bad form to continue for like one event? Or do you have to do, when the bride says you're done, you're done? Because I feel like it was very explicit communication on OP's part and the rest of the party's part to Bridezilla here. Bridezilla was just like, I intend to victimize myself at the end of this trip. I just want to let you know. I need to cut our itinerary short because from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. I will be busy victimizing myself. That is my itinerary for the day. And we're walking, we're victimizing, and we're done. As soon as the bride checks out, the bachelorette weekend is done. So it's now an independent group of people going to do something, all their luggage already loaded up before they head home because they went and did one thing. They were supposed to just drive straight home. Guess what? If on the way home, you guys stop at a Quick Trip and the bride didn't get to stop at a Quick Trip, you guys did it on purpose because you're trying to steal her thunder. You intentionally left her out. She had to stop at a Come and Go. It's on purpose. That's a person that doesn't end up with a lot of friends. It's a person that ends up alone. And the fact that she's getting ready to marry some poor unsuspecting partner, I assume they're unsuspecting. They're going to be in for a whole lot of fun.